2026 is the year you elevate your life. Hi, I'm Alize. On this channel, we discuss being the best, classy, upscale version of yourself through practical action, transforming your mindset, and spirituality. So how are we going to transform this year? If you already got a rough start to your resolutions, don't worry because there is no late start to changing your life. Elevating your life isn't about perfection or luxury, it's about intention. Choosing yourself in small ways every single day. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step routine to follow. They are all going to be habits and they take about 5 to 10 minutes. So it's not that long. It's not going to be too much, I promise. I'm going to give you a step-by-step routine to follow that are good habits. These small little habits that you implement into your daily life do eventually add up and make a difference. But first, it is really important to be realistic with yourself and set a goal that you truly do think that you can make. Realistically, think about how often you can actually implement these habits. Do you think you can do it once a month? Do you think you can do it once a week? Every other day? Ideally, you want to do these every day, every other day, but really just go at whatever pace works best for you. And then whenever you start getting a hang of things, then you can go ahead and increase these habits. Or maybe you can even just start off with one. But this is important because when you consistently say you're going to do something and then you don't, you are going to subconsciously start losing trust and faith in yourself. If you keep lying to yourself about the goals that you're setting and saying you're going to do something and you're not, that's just going to hurt you in the end. Just like if you ask somebody else to do something for you and they say they will, and then they don't, you're going to start losing trust in them. It's the same thing with yourself. It's not about staying motivated. Motivation is not long lasting. It's all about being consistent. Consistency matters more. You are going to make time for the things that you care about. I can promise you that you can find at least 5 minutes to do one new thing. Every habit you choose to honor is energy that you are investing in yourself. Track your growth, raise your frequency, and watch that things are naturally going to start gravitating towards you. Leave a comment saying, I claim this energy if that resonates. Okay, next, write your routine down, whether that be on paper or you can use an app. You can use your notes app that's already on your phone, or you can use the app that I use. I just downloaded it and I think it's really, really cute because it's like girly and aesthetic, and it is called Habit Tracker and Diary It Girl. I'll go ahead and link that in the description. Personally, I just think it's really helpful to be able to visually check things off your list, and it just feels good, you know, when you're like, ooh, I did that. Okay, now on to the actual habits. Habit number 1 to completely elevate and transform your life for 2026 is meditation. What I do is I meditate for 10 minutes a day, and I try to do this right when I wake up. If you're the type who doesn't really vibe with just kind of sitting there, what I like to do is use a guided meditation, and you can just easily do a little search on YouTube saying guided meditations. And then I like to, it just depends, but I'll tend to look for ones that I feel are relevant towards me. So if I feel like I just need to be a little more grounded, I'll search up grounding meditations. If I feel like I want to have more abundance enter my life, I'll search up abundance meditations, or you can just search up a basic meditation. There are so many scientific studies that show how effective it is. Human beings weren't meant to consume so much, and anxiety levels are at its highest. So this just helps a lot with anxiety, clearing your mind, staying focused. It helps with physical symptoms, with your health, mental and physical. Do the meditation. I usually, honestly, I don't even get out of bed. Sometimes if I'm really feeling it, I'll go and actually sit cross-legged and do the whole thing. But typically what I do is I wake up, I go on the app or I go on YouTube and I search meditation, click on it. I like to use Great Meditation. They are amazing and I really, really like them. So I'll do a 10-minute one, I'll listen to it, breathe, and then I'll go about starting my day. Second one. So I started doing this because I noticed I was having a lot of brain fog. People would talk to me and it was difficult for me to completely digest and understand what they were saying. I'd have to ask them, can you repeat yourself? Or my memory would be really bad and I wasn't able to remember a lot of things. So I wanted to go ahead and strengthen my brain muscle. So I downloaded this app called Elevate. I believe it's called Elevate. And it's like 5-minute brain game exercises, and honestly they're pretty fun. So that's just a way for me to strengthen my brain, and I really like it. Again, while I'm still in bed and I just woke up, I'll just do a brain game really quick, and then I'll also do Duolingo, because me personally, I'm trying to learn Spanish. This is kind of optional for y'all, but The point of this habit is to go ahead and exercise your brain. Your brain is a muscle, just like when you go to the gym and you exercise your muscles, you want to go ahead and build up your brain muscle as well. And so these are ways for me to do that by learning. So next habit is read. Pick one book that you want to read. The one that I'm currently reading is Get Rich Lucky B Word. And I love that book. I barely started it, but it's been great so far. And it's just a really inspiring, money motivating one for me. Other books that I really like are Atomic Habits, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. There's a bunch. Let me know if you want me to make a video on more motivational type of books. Yeah, just go ahead and pick one book and read 5 minutes a day, if even. Like, I kind of read based on not chapters, but what do they call it? Sections. I read by sections. That's what I'm trying to say. So I read by section. When I feel like that section is complete, then I'll go ahead and put it down. It takes me like 3 to 5 minutes. It takes me a long time to finish one book, but I make a little bit of progress every day, and eventually, before you know it, the book is done. I mean, I like to read, but I like reading more fiction books. But when it comes to motivation and self-help, it's harder for me to just sit down and read an entire book. Except for David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me, I did actually sit down and really read that one. That one was really, really good. Next are doing your mirror affirmations. So finally, this is when I get out of bed. So honestly, I'm super lazy, y'all. I decided to implement all these things into my routine because I was having a lot of trouble with being lazy and not getting out of bed and not doom scrolling. And so I had to literally force myself by having this list in front of me that I needed to do. So at least I felt some sort of productive, because honestly, when I get through this entire list, it doesn't take me that long to do all of these steps at all. And so at least there's one part of my day, even if it's small, where I feel like I've done something. I go and I wash my face, do my skincare routine, and I also do my mirror affirmations. You can do these before or after, and it's literally just look in the mirror and do your affirmations. You can look up some on Pinterest, Google, whatever you want. I kind of have like a set affirmation list in my head of what I like to do. I love myself, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm productive, I'm energetic, today's gonna be a great day, whatever. I literally stare at myself like a psycho and I tell myself those things. And I don't know, I think it works. If you want to go the extra mile, you can even get little post-it notes and you can write your affirmations down and you can put them on your mirror so that way you can look at them, be a constant reminder. A great way of just transforming the way you speak to yourself. In my head, I would notice specifically the way I would speak to myself, whether it be like, oh, you did this one thing and that was dumb, or why did you say that? That's so embarrassing that you would say that. And it's like, why was I speaking to myself that way? You're speaking negatively to yourself, thinking negatively about the world, thinking negatively about others, isn't going to do any good. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make any sort of impact. Next is journaling. This is the way that I journal. I journal by writing 3 things, and this is something that my roommate taught me, so shout out to you. Writing 3 affirmations. So same like your mirror stuff, like writing down 3 affirmations. I tend to pick ones that I feel like I'm struggling with that day. So like if I feel like I'm anxious, I'll write down I am calm. Or if that feels really hard for you, because I've also heard of people using the strategy of using affirmations that are true, because your mind has kind of like a BS meter, like it can tell when you're lying. So for example, if you say I am rich, you know, and you're not, a part of your mind is going, but you're not though, you know, unless you're like really good at being a little delusional, like that's fine. But for most people, it's harder to really truly in your soul believe that if you're not, you know. So a good one is saying I am working on being rich, you know what I mean? Like I am not currently, but it's something I'm working on, and it's something that eventually you're going to get to. So do 3 affirmations, and then I will do 3 things that I'm grateful for. Gratitude is only going to bring you in more abundance. It's going to allow you to recognize what you already have, because sometimes we don't realize and we forget how much we already have and how lucky we are. Literally just be like, I am grateful for this chair because that is so amazing that I get to sit down and I don't have to constantly be on my feet. That is actually very amazing. After that, I will write 3 things that I want to accomplish in the day. So I want to do laundry, I want to walk my dog, and I want to sing a song because I like to sing. I will also do a short like page, half a page of whatever it is that's going on in my head that I need to get out. So if I'm feeling really anxious that morning because of oh, I'm worried that I'm not making a lot of money right now, because some people think, okay, like if I want to manifest more money, I can't reflect on the negative stuff. I have to constantly think I am rich. I have to constantly think like positively. I have to constantly this. No, it's not just that. Like, yeah, try your best, whatever, fine. But also, you can't just ignore and bypass the reality. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just ignore and bypass if you were feeling anxious, because that's just not going to work. You pushing it down and down and down is going to make it worse. So this is a great way of letting it out. It doesn't mean you're going to manifest more bad. It's a really common misconception that people have. No, it just means that you are actually on your way to healing. You are reflecting on the things that are hurting you. How can I manage this? By acknowledging it, it's actually going to do so much more healing than by pushing it down and ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist. So any of those negative feelings that you have, write it down and then transform it. How can I make this better? I'm feeling really anxious today. How can I feel better? Well, I can meditate. Then you can also brainstorm ways to help yourself, or you can just let it out, and that's okay too. It's just your own little space for you. Okay, next, I like to listen to motivational podcasts and watch motivational videos. I'll listen to them while I'm doing chores. Like if I'm washing the dishes, if I am doing laundry. I like listening to the Mindset Mentor. Before I got into a relationship, I really liked listening to the Self-Love Fix because I felt like I needed to process a lot of self-love feelings because I really wanted to attract a relationship, and I think it worked. Videos, I like Ali Renee, I like the Gym Goddess, and I like It's Baby J, Jalen. Oh, also Psych to Go. Okay, next, yoga. If you don't have time for a whole like session, a little stretching or a little moving in your body. David Goggins, again, in his book Can't Hurt Me, discussed and talked about how important stretching was because he was wild. He ran super crazy marathons. He worked out all the time. He was in the military, and he just completely wrecked and ruined his body because he was the type of person to go above and beyond in everything. But the one thing he did not go above and beyond was stretching, and he paid for it. He had so many health issues, and he was like, why do I have so many health issues? I eat good, I work out all the time, but why do I feel so awful? It's because he wasn't stretching. The people who I really like, Yoga Bird, also Yoga with Cassandra. We're almost done, we have 2 more. So this other one is going outside. Just being under the sun, getting your vitamin D. For me personally, you don't have to follow this if you don't want to, but I like to go outside and do a grounding exercise and technique, especially for my root chakra. For those of you who know what chakras are, I like to do a grounding exercise where I will plant my feet on the ground and I will imagine, kind of like I'm a tree, I will imagine that my roots are digging and going into the ground. Especially if you're feeling very like all over the place, that exercise is really, really good for you. This is my last tip: learn something new. So for me, my New Year's resolution was I really wanted to learn better money management skills for financial freedom. And so I wanted to learn how to invest. I wanted to learn more about the stock market. 10-minute beginner videos on investing. It doesn't have to be that, but it can just be something that you want to be learning. Make sure it's one thing though. You can constantly be learning something new every day, but I highly recommend picking one that you consistently learn every day when you do your routine. It's just a lot easier to focus on one thing and be able to just master. Might be a little more effective than quickly moving on to something else, but you know, to each their own. If you want to learn something new every day, I think that's awesome too. Oh my god, that's it. I encourage you all to do these things. I think you guys are going to be so great, and I'm so excited for all of you to transform your lives. I truly think you guys can do it because I did it, and I promise you, like, I was very, again, like, lazy. I'm super naturally a lazy person. It was very difficult for me. I promise you it gets easier. Like, I know that's so redundant, but it's facts. You can do it if you put your mind to it though. Again, like, I don't believe in motivation. I really don't. Like, motivation's cool or whatever, but it goes away. It's fleeting. It's temporary. Consistency goes a longer way. You just have to be consistent, even if it's just a little change every single day. Even if you're just being 1% better every single day, it makes all the difference. So I highly encourage you to take what resonated and leave the rest. If I mentioned something that just did not feel right to you, then don't do it. You don't have to do it. But if there was one thing that did resonate with you and you did think, oh, I kind of liked that, then take that with what you will. Everybody's on their own personalized journey. So yeah, even though these things worked for me and I think that they made a huge impact on my life, they might not work for you, or you can go ahead and tweak them just a little bit so that they do feel more personalized for you. I'm just trying to help all of you step into your highest, most elevated self. Until next time, choose grace, move with intention, and remember that elegance is a mindset. I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.